Hey, what is up, THP? This is JDax, and I am live. I'm recording this live. I'm not expecting any Q&A. Big day, big day in the 2021 Morgan Cup. Huge day today, as we had the Saturday team matches go down today, and it was THP at its best. Okay, back and forth matches, people holing out. People coming back from the dead in certain matches. This was great. And then it got a little contentious during pairings. What I'm going to do for the next probably 30 minutes or so, as it is after midnight here, Central Standard, I'm going to get y'all that may have missed this great day of Morgan Cup action. I'm going to get you caught up. We're going to talk about what happened on the Saturday team matches. We're going to preview the Sunday singles matches, and I'm going to give you some final thoughts. By the time this is over with, if you missed it, the thread is extremely long. You should be able to watch this video tomorrow morning as you wake up, right before they tee off. It's going to be 9 p.m. there in Las Vegas. Central Standard will be 11 o'clock tee off. And we'll get this thing going. So let's talk about what happened today. What happened in the team matches? I'm going to pull up the scorecard just so I don't get any of the matches wrong. Well, if you watch the preview show with the four-man booth, we thought that it would probably be Hackers ahead 5-3 at the end of the first day. That is not the case. This shambles session could not have started off any better for Team Paradise. Match 1 goes out and sort of holds serve. We thought that Hackers was a slight favorite in that match. DataDude and USAF, they go out, they beat zoveracker and Scooby 5-4. That sort of held serve. Then things started getting a little crazy. The pairing of Jman and Golf Travel Dude in match 2 of the shambles session was a big favorite. I made them a huge favorite, like minus 350. Okay, well, Jeremy, jdtox, and jjsportz, they went out there and just would not go away. They would not go away. They were like a bad case of herpes. You could not get rid of them. They stayed in the match. They were up. Jman and Golf Travel Dude attempted to grind. They got it back, and then it was back and forth. And before you know it, Paradise gets the first point on the board in match 2, 1 up. Now, I thought that Captain DataDude for Team Hackers absolutely expected this point. Absolutely. I don't think that he thought when he submitted those pairings last Monday that this was a match that he wasn't going to at least have, and he probably counted it as a point in his head. This was a very strong group that he sent out. Then Yagley and Bryndom went out. They lost 2 up to Tucson and Headley Lamar. This was a swing match. It wasn't even as close as 2 up. At one point, I think Paradise was up like 4 in this match. It was the tightest match for the longest time because of what was going on in match 4, and I'll get to that in a second. And before you knew it, all of a sudden Paradise, in a match that everyone on the preview show thought had a really good possibility of being halved, match 3, they end up getting a full point there. Now it's 2-1. And then the match 4, the Rat and Enchino go out, and the Rat does Rat things. They boat race LSMO and Turtlerancher in match 4, 9-7. No, not 8-6. 8-6 is a bad loss. I know all about 8-6 losses. This was worse. This was worse than that. The Rat golfing his ball around, doing what we thought he was going to do earlier. And so you get to the lunch break, and it couldn't be better. Like, if you had scripted this for Paradise, it couldn't have been better. We move into the third stanza. the third 9, because they played a 9-hole match after this. Alternate shot, nowhere to hide. In a shamble, you can hide. Okay, there's places that you can run away. You can attempt to hide. Not here. You can't hide an alternate shot. And out of the gate, Hackers, knowing that they had to have points, they got them. The match won an alternate shot. Jman goes out really upset, probably after taking that loss in shamble. And him and USAF win 2-1 against Tucson and zoveracker. And that alternate shot match probably should not have been that close, as the third hole has a little bit of controversy as Jman hits the wrong ball out of the junk, and they have to lose that hole, or it probably would have been 3 up right out of the gate. And then DataDude, the team dude, DataDude, the captain, goes out with Golf Travel Dude, and then the unthinkable happens. They beat the Rat in Headley Lamar in Jose's Morgan Cup and other THP Cobra event history. He had only lost once. He was, after the morning session, he was 16-1. Now he is 16-2 as the dudes get it done there as they win 2-1. Then Paradise, this match 3 in alternate shot probably was the swing match of the day. LSMO and Master Yagley, representing Team Hackers, they go out against JJ and Scooby, and this match is back and forth. And at the end of the day, Paradise wins that match. Definitely unexpected. In match 4, Turtlerancher and Bryndom go out and they get beat by Jeremy and Chino 4-2. We said yesterday that we felt that Jeremy had set up, or I'm sorry, I'm using his real name. jdtox had set up, the captain of Team Paradise, had set up the alternate shot pairings to try to get out of there with 2 points. He wanted a split. He was trying to get a split. He got a split, but probably not in the manner in which he thought he was going to. I think that when he sent these pairings out, he thought that the Little Rats match was probably in the bag, and he had a really good feeling about his match. Those were the 2 points that he was going with. He threw 2 pop 'em and drop 'em pairings out there in matches 1 and 3, and he got one of the pop 'em and drop 'ems, Scooby and JJ, to get him a full point. Huge. So we end day 1. Paradise 5, Hackers 3. And then everything's going great. You know, we're just cruising along. Alabama's losing to Texas A&M. LSU's losing. I hate my life right now. And Sunday pairings, there's a little bit of a delay. There's a little bit of delay in Sunday pairings. And those of watching intently, as many of us did the entire time, didn't really quite know what to think about this. We were sitting there trying to figure out what was going on with what was the delay. I was at my niece's birthday party. I was trying to figure this out. And I couldn't figure out what really was going on. And what ended up happening here may go down, and I'll mention it when we get to match 8, but it may go down in Morgan Cup history. It may have changed the Morgan Cup forever. Because the captains aren't going to play. They're not going to play each other. That in the current format, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, the captains have always gone out against each other. This time, they didn't. And when I first saw this, I didn't like it. I know a lot of people in the forum didn't like it. I didn't like it either. I'm a big tradition guy. This event has all of the tradition that you want, and this was bucking tradition. It wasn't until I got home and I sat down, I broke down the math, I made the odds, that I realized what had happened here. And we'll get to a little bit of that later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go match by match. We're going to break this down, get you caught up, and by the time you tune it in, to the first tee. You know where we're at, what needs to happen, and hunker down, grab some popcorn. It's going to be a hell of a show. So, like I mentioned, Jeremy, because Paradise was up 5-3, he had the option or the disadvantage, I think, of having to throw a name out there first. How this normally works is you throw a name, okay? Then the other captain puts a name against it. Boom, that match is locked in. Here we go. All right. A lot of times, from what I understand, I don't know this. I've never captained, but a lot of times the captains make agreements. They sit down beforehand. They want to make sure that everyone has the most enjoyable experience that they can. And what they attempt to do is sometimes even out the pairings. I know this happened in 2019 with jdtox and Canadan. I'm assuming that it happened last year with OITW and jdtox. But that didn't happen here. There was a lot of gamesmanship here. Obviously a lot of people playing things close to the vest because it did not go down the way we thought. So let's start off. Match 1. Paradise is captain. He goes out against Jman. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little disappointed. I know that Jman wanted this match for his own personal reasons. These two guys are very tight. They're both on staff. They've been friends for a very long time. And I think that Jman wanted to play with his friend on a Sunday at a Morgan Cup. I would have preferred Jman attempt to take down the legend that is the Rat. But he doesn't. And he called his shot here. Now remember, he's the one that called the shot. jdtox didn't. He went into this probably totally expecting that the captains were going to play each other. There's no other reason for him to call himself out first. I think that he made an assumption. That's what it sounds like to me. When I looked over the pairings, I said, yep. He had to go first. It is a disadvantage to have to go first. Then it alternates. He had to go first, then Hackers would have to go first. DataDude would have to throw a name. He gets to throw a name. I think that he was trying to mitigate the disadvantage by trying to get the captain's match off the table. Like, let me just throw myself out there. He's going to throw himself out there. Then he's got to go back. He's got to go again. That's not what happened. And Jman wanted this match. James wanted the match. I don't know if Jeremy did. But if you look at it, it is very, very close. There won't be any pops. Both of them are 5s. Both of them have played extremely well in this Morgan Cup. There won't be any pops to fade. It should be a very comfortable pairing for both of them as they know each other very well. I would like to stay or state. It's getting late, so if you want to blast me on the comments about getting tongue-tied, it is getting late here. Jeremy hasn't fared well in the last couple singles matches. At Hague Point, I believe it was 6-5 in a loss to Canadan, and then last year I think 5-4 to OITW. That's something to watch out for, but he is playing extremely well. I make this line exactly even, -110 apiece. There aren't any pops. It's man versus man. This is going to be a big point. If Jman can go out there and get this point on the board, it sort of sets the stage. If Jeremy wins this match, that's 6. That's 6-3, and we'll get to some of the other matches here in a second. But it becomes, the comeback for Hackers becomes extremely more difficult if the captain is able to go out for Paradise and win this match for them. I cannot wait, as it's the first one out of the gate. Match 2, Master Yagley. He goes out against Echico. Echico has been great this Morgan Cup. He's been downright impressive. He was with the Little Rat in the boat race. In Shamble, the 9 and 7, got to go in relatively early. I'm not sure they stayed out there and played. I think they went in. And then he was with jdtox in the 4-2 win that they had in the match 4 of alternate shot. The line here, I make Yags a favorite. -175. The comeback on Echico is 155. This line's more about Yags. Okay. Yags is 3-0-1 in the last 4 Morgan Cups. The only match that was halved, he was injured. He didn't play. They just halved the match because he couldn't go out there and play. When he plays singles, he wins. I think Chino has a chance of pulling off an upset here, but it's going to take a little. There's no way that I can make him a favorite, not against Yags. If you want to know about the pop situation, Yags is a 7 and Chino rounds up to a 9. I do not have the course adjusted handicaps, but I'm going to assume that it's going to be pretty close. I think Yags is going to lay 2 here. This match goes deep. I don't think it's a boat race, but I do think that Yags is able to get the win. And then if Jman's able to win that first match, Yags is able to get this thing done here. Now we're tied. Now it's 5-5. 8.5 wins for Hackers. 8 retains the cup for Paradise. That may be something that we're talking about into tomorrow. Okay. Let's move on to match 3. In match 3, very interesting. Match 3 is Scooby was the call here for Paradise. Scooby's a 12. He goes up against LSMO. He's got a 5. So you're talking about Scooby getting 7 pops here. LSMO's looked a little out of sorts. I mean, I'm not there. I can't really tell. I'm not watching them hit balls. But he was involved on the other side of the buzzsaw in the shamble session. He lost the 9-7 match. That thing didn't go deep. Then he ran into Scooby and lost an alternate shot. Where Paradise won that match, went up. He played with Yags in that match. And Scooby played well. He played well in alternate shot. Looked like he was holding up his end of the bargain. I'm not surprised. I think that you have to make the lower cap the slight favorite here. But it's either way. I mean, either you're paying just a little extra juice to take the favorite. It feels more like a sucker line. If you know anything about betting, you're looking at this line. Hey, I get a 5 handicap and I only have to pay 20. I only have to pay 120 here. It feels like I'm trying to sucker you into taking the favorite. I do like the dog potentially here in this match. And you know what? This match is going to be very important if Hackers starts off really, really well. Let's move to match 4. Match 4, I went back and forth on match 4. The reason being is that there's a big handicap split here. Turtlerancher's a 7. He was the call here for Hackers to send him out. Paradise comes back with jjsportz. JJ was phenomenal today. He went 2-0, and he went up against some heavy hitters. He has wins against Jman and Yags in this Morgan Cup. Turtle went 0-2. Both matches did not go deep, and for that reason, and that reason alone, I make JJ the 17 cap here. 17. This is 17 versus 7. He's going to get 10 tomorrow. 10. That's just, I just feel like it's just too many. He's playing too well. I just think that 10 is too many to fade, and he is a big favorite in this match. Minus 250, the comeback on Turtle. And that may be giving tremendous line value here, potentially. I may be giving way more line value than I should. Plus 200 is the comeback there. Now, let's talk about this one. I know that everyone wants me to get to this one, so we'll go to match 5. It's no lie that I'm a little rat mark, right? Like, I mean, y'all watch the preview show. You watch this. I have the tremendous amount of respect for Jose and what he's done. Not just for everyone at THP. I mean, I've talked to people that have been on Team Paradise. They have nothing but great things to say about him, and he's a really good stick. Okay, and he goes out against Golf Travel Dude. This line's more about Jose. The unthinkable happened today in alternate shot. The little rat lost. Could not believe it. I was distraught about this. That brings his Cobra event record to 16-2. He draws Golf Travel Dude, who has, I'll admit when I'm wrong. He's done extremely well. He showed up extremely well for himself in this Morgan Cup, and he's proven to be a very tough out. Like, I mean, I know that there's some rumors. Look, Jose's not invincible. He lost today an alternate shot. There's a chink in the armor, but I think the rumors of the Little Rat's demise are greatly exaggerated. Just like I posted on the forum, I like the Rat here, minus 250. The comeback on Golf Travel Dude is plus 200, but that is not to downplay what he's accomplished already in this Morgan Cup. I just think that he caught a very tough draw against a guy that does not traditionally lose at these type of events. That's it. End of story. It has nothing to do with the fact that he doesn't wear a glove. Against some people are going to say that. I don't like it. I have some concerns about that, but that has nothing to do with why he's a dog here. It's more about he's playing the Little Rat, and I'm a Little Rat Mark, and I get to make the run. Okay, so that's it. Match 6. Whew. Okay, match 6 could be really, really, really interesting. Depends upon what happens ahead of it. It's late in the day, but you get Byron, or I'm going to get this right, Bryndom versus Tucson. And Bryndom is, I put him out there as plus 135. The comeback on Tucson. Well, not the comeback. The favorite here in this match is Tucson at minus 165. That has nothing to do with anything that I really saw today, except for the fact that it looked like Tucson played a little bit better. And when you get into a situation where you have two 17s, there aren't any pops here. This sort of you're starting to see, I think, especially in some of these matches where there's not a lot of pops to give, you're starting to see the brilliance here, I think, of DataDude's gambit as he got this match out there. And this may not be a match that he could have put out there if he didn't have the flexibility and open his board a little bit. There aren't going to be pops here, like I said. So I'm going to give a slight edge in the favorite to Tucson because he feels like he's the hotter of the two guys going into this match. And it could be a pivotal one. And in past Morgan Cups, we've seen two high handicaps go out and probably give us some of the best matches of all time. Right? I mean, I remember there was a slugfest that involved Pat's Fan a couple years ago. I think that was against Pfeiffer, maybe, if I recall that correctly. I mean, I know for a fact that Chef, who was at that Morgan Cup, constantly talks about that match, how great it was. This has the makings of something like that, could be like that. And again, Tucson's a slight favorite here. I wouldn't be surprised if it went either way. But it's an evenly match. It's an even matchup, and that's what if Hackers is going to come back from 2 down. That's what they're going to have to do. You're going to have to win some. You're going to have to get a coin flip matchup out there. You're going to try to get into matchups where you don't have to fade and a whole lot of pops, and you just hope that your guy wins and wins a point. Let's move on, because I said I was going to make this about 30 minutes. I'm about 23 in. Match 7, Headley Lamar. God, this may be the match of the day candidate. If it's not match 1. Match 7 is the one that I'm looking at. Both these guys have played extremely well. Okay. USAF off to a really great start. He's 2-0. He could finish off a perfect Morgan Cup here. Headley's looked like he's been game. It has been a very tough out. And I think this match could go either way. I also think where it is tells you an awful lot. Like, here's another one of these matches where Headley's 9, USAF's an 8. There's only one pop that's going to be given here. And so it's sort of an even match. You can see what the Gambit did as we go through all of the matches. And this is the one that I'm looking forward to the most. I really hope that it's not one of those deals where Paradise has already got to 8 by the time this match, sort of reaches its crescendo, because this one could be great as it gets to those finishing stretches, 13, 15, 6. I think 16 is harder than most people think. 17 and 18. I want this match to get there because I think this has illiterate Kentucky golfer type of match, sort of written all over it. And I hope that the cup is still in the balance when this match gets full bore. Let's get to match 8. Match 8. Zoveracker, my man from Georgia. Georgia had a good day today. Beat Auburn like a drum. He goes out against DataDude. This is the gambit. This is why. DataDude's a favorite in this match. He's played a little bit better than Zoveracker. Zoveracker's 0-2. This could go down as the greatest pairing move by a captain in Morgan Cup history. It's gutsy. He caught a lot of heat on the form. He bucked tradition. He opened his board. And I didn't like it. I said it before. I didn't like it at first. It just sort of hit me wrong. But as I broke down all of these matches, I started realizing why he had to do it. He didn't have another choice. Okay, he's down 2. His job here is to give his team the best chance of winning the Morgan Cup. Period. That's it. If you're the captain of one of these teams, that is your job. That's the job. And he did it here. Now, whether or not it works or not, we'll find out tomorrow. I don't know. I know for a fact this is what happened. He's sitting there. He's thinking, I'm a dog. I mean, he's got a name like DataDude. He's probably broken down the numbers. He's a dog against Jeremy. Period. I know that Jeremy would be laying 12. Okay, still, I would have made Jeremy like minus 350 in that match. If that match would have gone off, Jeremy's a big favorite. He's playing extremely well. DataDude's probably hearing about this or looking at it. He's like, oh, I need a point. I need to find a spot where I can go out for my team and get us a point. That's not a great spot. Against jdtox, it's not a great spot. He's a dog. He somehow opens the board up and he finds himself in a spot here at the end where he doesn't have to lay any pot. He's not giving. Okay, and in most pairing scenarios he was going to get, but now he gets to go out in a head-up match against someone that he thinks that he has a better chance of beating, and give his team a chance to win this point and win the Morgan Cup. That's it. That's the reason. It didn't have anything to do with he wanted to buck tradition or he's never been to a Morgan Cup before or anything like that. Any of the other auxiliary sort of reasons being put out, those are window dressing. What really happened here was Jeremy, there was just a little bit of gamesmanship. That's it. Jeremy thought that he was going to, he had the lead. He thought that he could get the advantage back in the pairings. That's not what happened. But I don't have a problem with it. I think that it's actually brilliant. I don't know if it's going to work. As you can see, the ticker at the bottom of the screen, I still think Paradise is a favorite to win. They need 8 points. They need 3 points out of these 8 matches to retain the cup. And I have them favored in enough matches to win. But if you're DataDude, you're down 5-3. If you play the traditional captain's match, he probably doesn't like himself in that match. He probably doesn't like anybody against the Rat. Okay, even if the Rat lost today, it still wouldn't have mattered. He doesn't like anybody against the Rat. Okay, so there's 2. That's 7. Now you have 6 matches left, and they only need a point to retain? No, his job is to give them the best chance of winning. I understand it. I don't know if I totally liked it, but as I unpacked it, I came to a better understanding, and you know what? My hat's off to you. This is a brilliant move. I don't know if it's going to work, but I think that it has a way better chance of working. There's a way better chance of Hackers hoisting the cup tomorrow night than they did if he wouldn't have done this. So that's it. Big match there. I hope it pays off. Because you know what? If Zoveracker goes out there and waxes you in match 8, maybe not the best. All right, we're close. I said I was going to keep this 30 minutes. I'm almost there. here's my final thoughts. I think that if the live line is moved, right? Last night I thought that Hackers was a minus 220, so roughly 2-1 favorite. With what happened today in the 2-point lead, I have made I think Paradise is a little over 2-1. I think they're minus 220 now. I think the comeback on Hackers for the comeback is plus 175. I think that they have to, if Hackers gets off to the good start, like I said, if they can win, Jman wins that match, Yags goes out and wins that second match, game on. Game on, because then the pressure starts to creep. Although I do think the Rat, it could stop the bleeding in match 5. And JJ has to continue to be hot in match 4. So then it could come down to match 6 and 7 and 8, where you have Tucson. There's a lot of high handicappers in here, because Tucson's like, what, he's like a 17. Where's Tucson at? Yeah. Tucson's a 17. That's a 17 versus a 17. Then there's another 17 versus a 17 in match 8. Those matches tend to be crazy. And then you've got this really like this slug fest in match 7 against Headley Lamar and USAF. I think that it sets up for a really exciting day tomorrow. And I hope that everyone tunes in like we did today, with all the engagement and everybody commenting and on the edge of their seat to watch the Morgan Cup. This is one of my favorite events. I'm sitting here almost 1 o'clock my time, trying to get you caught up, trying to bring something to you, because I love this event so much. So hats off to Cobra Puma, Yags, Rat, Rachel, all the people on their end that are able to bring this to us in this type of excitement. And of course, Josh and Morgan, who is Josh's idea to make the impossible possible for just a bunch of regular hackers like us. So tune in. I'll be tuned in. Hopefully y'all are, and I'll see you on the forum tomorrow as we crown another champion of the Morgan Cup. Thanks, guys. Bye.